There are a few series as balls to the walls awesome as Hyperdimension Neptunia. The idea of personifying the war between consoles may seem stupid from the outside looking in, but when you give the Neptunia series a chance, I feel like its lovable cast of characters and interesting story will have many skeptics becoming fans in no time, and Neptunia Sister vs. Sisters might just be that gateway game to get people into this long-running series. The story begins with Nepgear, Uni, Rom, and Ram deciding to investigate why different monster races are cooperating while near Planet Neptune. As the older sisters are busy investigating a mysterious SOS request from the PC continent, the work ends up falling to the newcomers, who so far don't suspect any major problems. Arriving at their destination, the protagonists are imprisoned and placed in a deep sleep for 2 years. When they wake up, they discover the world of game industry is no longer the same. People have lost faith in the goddesses and their consoles and now spend all this time stuck on the screen of cell phones. Yes, the enemies in this game are smartphones. This ends up weakening the power of all the nations, which are consequently attacked by a new secret entity that becomes even more powerful every day. So the narrative is told in the traditional visual novel style that the franchise is known for, accompanied by beautiful 2D sprites, where characters move naturally while interacting with each other and the environment, expressing themselves better than I have personally seen in a Neptunia game to date. The dubbing also leaves nothing to be desired, capturing the personality of each team member very well. It's a great dub. The story is a great analogy of how smartphones came to dominate not only the modern entertainment industry, but the internet in general. All new characters have some connection to cell phone names, and there's even a Twitter parody called Chipper, where you can read messages and accept side missions. It's interesting to see how the franchise that, even though is so rooted in console culture, and proudly so, isn't afraid to look around and see how times have changed. Over the last 20 years, mobile gaming has gone from the industry's entertaining afterthought to its largest source of revenue. In 2020 alone, the sector was estimated to have generated around $85 billion. So it truly felt like it wasn't if the Neptunia franchise would tackle the mobile games landscape, it was a when. And despite appearing in a negative light much of the time, at no point is the player invited to choose a specific side. The game feels less of an attack on mobile gaming and a way to show that mobile gaming is just different. The title precisely embraces these cultural changes that the games industry has been going through due to cell phones and celebrating its positive aspects, especially in the way it manages to connect people from all over the world with such different backgrounds. Being a spin-off, the game is more action-oriented, leaving behind the turn-based system that the main titles in the franchise usually adopt. The player will spend skill points to perform combos, and when finished, they can start another chain of blows by switching to a new team member. The idea of combat itself is good. Each character works very differently, which encourages the player to test out team compositions and find the best fighting style. Nepgear, for example, is a typical swordswoman, balancing her short range and quick and powerful blows, while Uni prefers to attack from a distance with her rifle as she has relatively small health. It's also possible to acquire new skills using this system called disc development, where players build new applications, a way to acquire and equip new skills for each of the characters. The movement itself unfortunately does feel kind of slow. Although it is an improvement with the right upgrades, it can be very cumbersome to control, making it difficult to dodge or move around attacks. The combat compared to the previous titles just feels a bit more slow. Now, I have to be honest, I love the Neptunia series, so I'm going to be a bit biased here, so fair warning. Neptunia Sister vs. Sister may not be the best entry in the franchise, but it's far from the worst. Veteran fans or newcomers looking for a more relaxed experience compared to the previous titles in the series can find good moments here in the narrative and gameplay. Despite the large number of Neptunia games that have been released, Sisters vs. Sisters finds a way to be meaningful and contribute and build on what has come before. And when it comes to sequels, isn't that what really matters? I did enjoy my time with this game, and I feel like with a bigger budget, the Neptunia series could really rise to the occasion and battle it out with the best of them. If you're a Neptunia veteran, there's something here for you. And if you've never tried a Nep game before and have always wondered when was a good time to jump in, I think Sister vs. Sister is a good starting point, and I would highly recommend it. On the 1-up scale, I give Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters a 7 out of 10. For more news, reviews, and previews, remember to like and subscribe here to 1UP Games.